Please do so. Man, I haven't really done a battle rap blog in about almost 2 years. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wasn't really feeling the energy in battle rap for a while. I think the energy came back for me when I watched Tay Rock versus Daylight. Really brought it back to me. The Kings versus Queens joint really was dope. I like Murder Mook versus Tay Rock as well. I like some of the energy that I started to see back in some of those battles, and it really got me to watching and wanting to talk about battle rap again. I've never really quit watching it, but the energy level for me to get back in and talk about it really sparked my interest with a couple of those battles lately. But then this topic really got me. Hitman Holla is deciding he's going to really hang it up, quote unquote. He's hanging it up in terms of what he's going to do because of the Cassidy battle. Now, he said he was already going to quit, and he was only going to do a couple more battles. He's been on the record saying that before. But a lot of people and a lot of bloggers are speculating that it's just because he lost to Cassidy. Now, it's a lot to unpack here. Once again, I don't want to keep saying this, and this is going to come back, and I'll talk about it a little later. It's one of them things where it keeps coming down to the word debatable, which I hate. I hate that word, and I think the word debatable is going to end up ruining the sport. I think debatable has ruined the whole sport. And this is the point that I'm coming to. Like, if you look at the rounds, Cassidy had a good round at first. That was a dope round. He had his first round, and I keep hearing people say it's the best round Cassidy has ever had. It's the best round he's had since he's been back. Like, at the end of the day, who cares about that? Who cares about that? That's like telling your kid, hey, it's the best grade you've had since you've been in the 5th grade. It's the best math grade you had on this test. And then you reveal it, and what is it? A C-. Don't nobody care if you got a C-. That's still not hitting the mark where it need to be. If you got a C- and other people are still getting B- and Bs, you still don't got better grades than them. You still not gonna get you're not getting no awards at the end of the year. You can get a participation award, you can get most improved, but you're not gonna be able to just get the battle. You're not gonna be able to get awards based on that. Now, is Hitman like crazy in that first round? No. Like he had, people was debating the whole Mario line, the Mario Kart joint, and whether or not his remixes and with Show Off is hitting, he had some joints in that first round. It was consistent. I like the energy level of it. To me, the first round is mad even. I think that round could go either way. You get to the second round, right? You get to Cassidy and how he angling and moving or whatever. Frankly, I can argue that second round, the way Cassidy is talking to Hitman, I can give him that round, right? Third round, I can go ahead and give that to Hitman. I'll give that to him. So now you say, okay, it comes down to the first round. Who do you like? And so you say, okay, well, if Cassidy had his best round that he's ever had, now we're looking at it like, okay, cool. We want to kind of give it to him. We want to kind of say it was his best round ever. So we want to kind of lean to giving it to him. And so you can say, all right, I got Cassidy 2-1. Some people will say, well, listen, just because Cassidy had his best round ever don't mean that Hitman Holla didn't have a better round than he did. Just because you're used to seeing Hitman Holla have A+ rounds all the time, or A- rounds all the time, or room shakers all the time, don't mean because he go down to a B- or even a C. Doesn't mean his C round didn't meet Cassidy's C- round, right? So you keep ending up at this debatable thing, right? You keep ending up at the debatable thing. So for me, you say, who wins the battle? Who won really? I watched it 3 times. Either way, I can see where somebody else wins this battle. This is the main point of what this battle rap blog is about. The main point of this blog wasn't to sit here and tell you whether Hitman won or whether it's a crazy battle, because that's my point in breaking all of this down. My point is, nobody, y'all smarter than this. Y'all should be smarter than this. We've got to a point where we've got bloggers and battle rappers that are fleecing y'all, and y'all don't even see it. Y'all don't even recognize it. You got dudes calling themselves analysts, breaking it down. No disrespect to anybody, but I ain't heard one person say this. And the reason they're not going to tell you this is because they have access. Why would they tell you this? Why would they expose their own situation? The reason why these battles is mediocre, the reason why none of this really even matters is because of the same thing that's been going on since the beginning of time. If Tsu Surf, if some of these guys, and everybody want to compare this to basketball, the difference between the NBA and all of this other stuff is this. When you lose in basketball in the finals, you hold your L's. You take your L. You hold your L. If you're playing in college football and you want to get in the BCS Final Four, if you want to go to the Final Four or get into BCS, or you want to get in an NCAA championship series, or you want to get into the Frozen Four in hockey, or if you want to go to the College World Series, if you want to do anything in sports, your records mean something. You got to stand by your wins and losses. And battle rap is a glorified exhibition. That's all it is. Battle rap is scrimmaging. And so when people is talking about moving the culture forward and everything looks good, and I love the fact that people doing diss records and getting that energy back in. No, they're fleecing you. Because what they're doing is just essentially being buddy-buddy, cashing checks, and leaving y'all without the performance. Because let's be clear. If you had to hold your losses and there was a ranking system and you lost, you no longer can just have great interviews like Ace Amin. You no longer could be Cassidy and still just keep getting booked. Because here's my problem with this stuff. It's not about whether or not Cassidy got better. Yes, he got better. Arguably, he won against Hitman Holla. My point is this. If there's a ranking system, he would have to account for getting beat by Goods and getting destroyed by Arsenal. You lose to Arsenal and Goods, you're never getting a Hitman Holla. You got to then go and see somebody else first who's ranked above you. He got to go see a Geechee Gotti. He got to go see a B-Dot. He got to go see a Chilla Jones. He ain't going to see no Hitman Holla because you lost twice. It don't matter what your name is. I get it. Your name is your name. But the bottom line is you took L's. You hold those L's. And until battles are judged, until people have to stand by their L's, and until they either lose money, rankings, or opportunities to go against other people that may be ranked higher than them, battle rap will never move past what it is. It'll never do it. It'll never go down. You'll always have people like Ace Amin who do crazy interviews and go on Champion and do all the interviews and talk reckless and act like we don't see him choking every round and act like we don't see him stuttering over his bars and act like we don't see him with choppy delivery and act like we don't see him doing all this other stuff without delivering any sort of craft. You got to do the craft. You got to do the work. But now you just have it, do a diss record, and you can get the next opponent. Where do you do that at? That's why I don't pay attention to people saying, why don't the vets come outside? No. March Madness just happened. If you didn't make the NCAA tournament, you can't say, why don't Gonzaga come outside? Baylor should be coming outside to play us. No, you didn't make the tournament. You had two ways to do it. You get an at-large bid, or you win your conference tournament. Then you get to ask people to come outside. Other than that, I'll see you next year. So when you look at Hitman Holla and you say he's retiring, and you say that's a sucker move, here's the point. I understand his sentiment to a certain degree. His sentiment is this. You got people who are now saying, okay, we're going to give Cassidy rounds, right? We're just going to give him rounds based on the fact that he wasn't that good, or he did better than the battles he didn't do good in. You're like, what type of criteria is that? So you telling me to tell me that I've given you classic after classic after classic after classic, but my criteria and my bar is so high that if I give you anything less than that, I'm not. I've even heard people say, because Hitman Holla was emotional in a face-off, that he somehow automatically has points taken off going into the battle. Now, come on now. Come on now. That's what we doing? See, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. When you leave it up to people for interpretation and there's no set, cut, clear, dry rules of engagement, you got people that come up with anything. And people say, well, how are you going to go about doing this? How are you going to come about doing some sort of criteria? It's very easy. It's not that difficult. It sure isn't. It ain't that hard. All you got to do is use a rating system of 5 to 6 things. You have people who are in the building, judges, 1 panel. You then have people who can vote for a specific period of time, maybe an hour or so, who are actually watching it live. After an hour, cut it. That's another vote. You then have people who have an opportunity to do a poll if you drop it on YouTube. After a certain period of time, cut it. That's 3 more people. Then you can even have people who were in the building have a special code on their ticket that they have 24 hours to use that code on a website and vote 1 time who won, who they thought won. Boom. So now you have judges count for 1, the people and crowd in the building count for 2, the people who bought the pay-per-view count for 3, and the general public count for 4. Whoever wins, based on those 4 people and there's 4 sample sizes, wins the battle. You'll know within a week who won the battle. Then that person has to take those L's. You can go on the website and you can really look on URL. They got an app. They got all kind of stuff. You can then go over there and look and say, wow, looks like Cassidy lost his last 3. Wow, it looks like someone won their last 2. And if you really want to soup it up, and if you really want to get busy, go back to the old school and tell each other to put the bread up. You got the money, Cassidy. You want to get old school, put the bread up. That's how you work it. That's how you get busy. You think the stakes ain't high now? You think people want to choke? You think people don't want to prepare? You know how humiliating it is if they done bet their second half, you know how humiliating it is if they got $5,000 of their own money on that stage, winner take all. Come on now, I'm preaching out here, bro. But the bottom line is, nobody in the culture is saying that. Nobody in the culture wants to do that, because you know why? They keep doing y'all like big time wrestling. They keep doing y'all like Madden. You say, what you mean? I put it in subtitles. You ask yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. Why is it every so often somebody gets resurrected? It just seems like every so often somebody's career gets dusted off. Because you got to think of it this way. In terms of the matchups, pretty much everybody done battled everybody, right? So when you got Cassidy, and I'm not saying that Cassidy didn't perform and he didn't arguably beat Hitman Holla, but why would Cassidy be a box office smash amongst fans? Why would people not, at leagues, promoters, people in general, why would you not promote Cassidy winning a battle when you know he's going to draw people? Why would you not promote him when you know he's already lost twice before? Why would you not do? Why would you want him out of here? Why would you want to diminish his stock? Because at the end of the day, you getting paid. You want him to look good. You want him to shine. You want people to continue to say, wow, Cassidy doing his numbers right now. Do you think it's a coincidence that when did Cassidy get this new humble Cassidy? Okay. When did this new humble Cassidy came out? All of a sudden, you got all the zen and you joking and you laughing. That's not no coincidence. That's called manipulation and making y'all. That's working the crowd. You think that they ain't? I ain't never seen ARP that happy in my life. You think that they ain't coaching stuff up? Let me ask you a question. Daylight could always rap. Some of the stuff Daylight was spitting against Tay-Rock was dope. Mero was dope. But he's always had bars like that. Go check his freestyles. He's always been doing that. But why all of a sudden now he's gone from, oh, that's just Daylight, to when you say Daylight, he's up there with the Luxes of the world, and his pen is godly. Ask yourself that question. It's because it's about who you push. It's about who I said is good. It's about who I told you was good. Ask yourself this question. How can Verb go from losing a judged battle with Gems, judge battle taking L's to Gems, to getting Lux and Mook in the same year almost, and arguably winning both of them, and it does nothing for your stock? First of all, how'd you get them? It's because I told you you was gonna get them. You see, the bottom line is this. It's not about who's better or who has the talent. It's about the narrative and manipulating the situation in order to continue to make the bread. Just continue to move pieces and pawns and chess moves and all that good stuff. And the people and the fans eat it up like it's big time wrestling. This is The Rock and Stone Cold and Big Show and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. You know, this is wrestling. Why do you think New Jersey Twerk can choke 100,000 times and it doesn't do anything? Doesn't matter. Why do you think Tsu Surf is untouchable? And why do you think they are resistant to ever calling a winner or loser? Why would I diminish an asset? Why would I diminish the stock of an asset by giving them an L? Why would I do that? I can just not say he won or lost, bring him back, and nobody cares because they'll watch him. But the moment I put an L on him, that diminishes his value in the eyes of the fans. There you have it. But nobody else is going to tell you this. Nobody else is going to break it down to you like this. Because at the end of the day, why would they tell you about wins and losses and L's? Because that limits access. I ain't going to say you took an L. I'm going to ask you a question. It's super facts. No disrespect. I ain't seen Jay Black say somebody took a legitimate L in almost 4 years almost. I ain't seen him have an opinion. Since he got dreadlocks and the turtleneck, I ain't seen him have an opinion yet. You tell me where the strong opinion is. See, that's the thought process. And for me, until battle rap get to a point where it's competition and you have skin in the game, and until you have something to lose, we just doing scrimmaging. We scrimmaging. Ask yourself this too. This facts. This is super facts. It's not debatable. It's not refutable. You put in the comment section if I'm wrong. When battle rap 2012, 13, 14, 10, around Summer Madness 2 era when Jay-Z, Diddy, all them cats was tweeting, everybody wanted to be on board, Total Slaughter, all them people wanted to be on board. Ask yourself this. When there was stakes involved, when it was the rawest, when it was the most pure, when it was like the essence of we trying to put people away, we trying to end careers, we hope you don't never come back. When Charlie Clips was not joking every other round, when Calico, we really thought he was selling drugs, we really thought he was with Big Meech and them. When Lux brought a casket to a battle, you had everybody and their mom there. Regular rappers, all industry rappers was at a standstill. Ask yourself a question. Would they been at since? Second, y'all start saying everything's debatable. Second, y'all start saying, oh, it's 2-1 either way. I ain't seen a Jay-Z. I ain't seen a Drake. I ain't seen a Busta Rhymes. I ain't seen a Jadakiss on the stage. I ain't seen none of them. I ain't seen no ring girls. I ain't seen no bottles of alcohol. I ain't seen none of that. Because there's no stakes involved. That was the NBA. This is the D League, where if you win today, oh, welcome back. You can come back tomorrow. Give it the old try again. Oh, you died on Tuesday. Don't worry, you got a battle. You could be in Ultimate Madness 16 in our tournament. Really? Really? Come on, man. Come on, man. So if you want to know why Hitman Holla talking about I'm retiring, the reason why people can say they're retiring and leave and say it 100 times, John threatening to do it, Arsenal threatening to do it, Tsu Surf talking about I'm good, I'm gonna just do this music situation. All these dudes running around here threatening to just quit. I'm done with this situation. The reason they doing that is because there's no consequences. They're just drawing attention. They're trying to muster this attention. But if you had to hold your wins and losses, you wouldn't have this situation. You'd have to chill out and be like, damn, you know what? Damn, I did have that L. But you want to go away and go away long enough so then we can forget that you lost. We can forget that you lost to Cassidy. We can forget that you had a debatable with Bill Collector. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We can forget about that debatable with Bill Collector, right? But if you had L's, there's no waiting it out, coming back, trying to act like you getting that same amount of money because you already slotted in. You're ranked at number 3. You were ranked number 1. Number 3s get this amount of money. I don't care what you say about your worth. Your worth is now defined. It's just business. As always, man, if y'all like the blog, man, let me know if you want me to do some more blogs, man. I'm down. I watch battle rap all the time, but just from my standpoint, for me, I just don't be feeling like people is going to the intent and the heart of things. Ain't nobody talking about it like, first and foremost, L's count. They do. If you just lost, I'm not trying to see you. I'm not trying to. No, I'm not interested in your battle. Right? You just lost. I like K-Shine. I'm not trying to see your next battle. I'm really not. You know what you got to do in your next battle for you to be cold? I'm really not trying to see it right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see Show Off next battle. Somebody may book him, but you know what you got to do to overcome that? L's count. And y'all better start holding these dudes accountable for it. Because other than that, battle rap's never elevating. They're never elevating. They sitting here doing y'all like Madden, and you don't understand it. You ever played the computer? You play the computer on All American. You play the computer on All Madden. And all of a sudden, you kicking the computer's tail. All of a sudden, the computer will do something crazy. You done moved my corner out the way so you can get a bomb. All of a sudden, it's a jailbreak blitz and the computer just run over everybody on my offensive line. I'm playing 2K. All of a sudden, I'm playing solid defense with my player. And all of a sudden, one of my defenders just stands there and lets somebody go backdoor. I drop you a wide open dime to Anthony Davis because I'm on the Lakers and I got LeBron, Anthony Davis, and myself. And I'm a 92 overall guard. And I drop the ball wide open to Anthony Davis. All he got to do is make a layup and he's wide open. And he takes 3 dribbles, lets a random dude come back and block his shot. That's what the computer does because it's cheating, right? Well, that's the same thing that URL and RBE be doing to y'all. They be fleecing y'all. And it's all predetermined. Cassidy was always going to win this one. It is no coincidence that he had already signed a 3-battle deal. Already signed a 3-battle deal. And now on the last one, miraculously, he gets his win. There it is. Now he can re-up. Now they got another person they can make a whole lot of money with. There you go. As always, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think battle rap, to a certain extent, is rigged? Do you think battle rap, to a certain extent, already has some sort of predetermined winners and losers when it comes to certain things? Holla at your boy. It's your boy G Bush. Peace.